Hello. Well, I'm glad to say I've just finished putting together the first set of the master discs for these videos I've been working on. And I've just taken them into town to be posted off to the company who make all the copies of them for me. So I've rewarded myself with a cup of tea, and then I had a bit of a play with Alistair and Edward. We were playing with Edward's toy train that he really likes. It's one he can sit on, or he can hold onto the handle at the back and it helps him walk. It's also got lots of noisy things built in. Buttons that you can press and it makes various noises. And while we were playing with it, it set me thinking. In a strange sort of way, it's a bit like these videos. Now, bear with me, I know this sounds a bit odd. But here's what I mean. When we first got this train, when you pressed the buttons on it, it played all its different noises and tunes and things really loudly. And Edward loved it and so did Alistair, but we weren't quite so keen because they really did go through your head. They were just so loud. Now at first I thought, well, maybe I should open it up, find where the speaker is, get a resistor, get my soldering iron out, and actually solder in a resistor to make the volume a bit less. And then I had another idea. Wouldn't it be easier just to take some sellotape and put it over where the speaker is? So I tried that, and in about 10 seconds flat, I'd made it quieter. Just putting some tape over the plastic bit where the speaker outlet is made it enough quieter, and it was much easier than getting the soldering iron out and doing all that. Now I know this sounds like it's not got much to do with computers, but here's where it links in. It's a bit like the way that some other supposed technical experts explain things. They always want to get into the really technical way of doing things, when there might actually be an easier way that isn't quite as clever or whatever, but actually does the job, like the sellotape rather than soldering in a resistor. And that's what I've tried to do with these videos and with all the books I write and everything else. I try to pick the easiest way. It might not make me look as clever as it would if I tried to find some really complicated way of doing things, but if I can explain the easiest way to do things, that makes it more useful for you and a bit less intimidating as well. And that's what I've tried to do with these videos, make everything as simple as possible, picking the simplest way to do things rather than some complicated way, even if it doesn't make me look quite as clever. So there are some facts you ought to know about the videos anyway, and I've jotted down with this to make sure I don't forget any of the most important ones. So there are actually 2 courses, and the title for these courses is Modern Technology for the Befuddled. And there are 2 courses. One's called The Kit and Caboodle, and the other's called And What You Do With It. So the Kit and Caboodle focuses on all of the different actual bits of equipment, computers, laptops, the internet itself and the routers that you use to connect to it, tablet PCs, that's the touchscreen ones like an iPad, smartphones and all that sort of thing. And then And What You Do With It focuses on how you actually use it, what you can do and how you go about it. Each of the courses is 6 lessons, 6 video lessons. Now I say lessons, but it's not like being at school or anything like that. In some of the lessons, you'll actually be watching me at the computer while I do whatever it is I'm talking about. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing while you can see on the screen exactly what's on my computer screen, so you'll see me doing it. And I've also added arrows and circles to point out where I'm clicking or to point out a particular area of the screen that you should look at. In some of the other lessons, you'll have something similar, but instead of being computer screen, it'll be video of maybe an iPad or a smartphone, so you'll be able to see exactly how I'm using those. And then other bits of the video, where I'm trying to explain something, you'll just see a video of me sat talking, a bit like this one. Maybe I'll have a smartphone that I'm showing you at the same time as talking, or some other bit of equipment, or maybe I'll just be sat literally explaining something. The quality will probably be a bit better because you're playing it from a disc rather than across the internet, but it'll be a similar kind of thing to this video. And videos cover all sorts of things, from how to use Skype to make video calls, how to use an iPad or an iPhone or other different kinds of fancy modern mobile phones to send texts or even to access email, how to use iPads and other tablets, what Android is and why you might be bothered about it, and things about the computer as well. And things about the internet, the actual internet connection itself, not just how you go on the web on your computer. All the things that I think are confusing about modern technology or people don't know about and might want to know about. I said there are 6 lessons. Each video is usually between about half an hour and an hour long. In a couple of cases when we started doing that, the videos ended up a bit longer, but not too much. And in a couple of them we covered it a little bit shorter, but generally they're between half an hour and an hour. And that's deliberate because I think if you go over an hour it gets to be a bit hard to concentrate anymore and you aren't taking everything in as well, so you don't learn it as well. And if it's less than half an hour it's not really long enough to say anything too useful. So I think those are the most useful lengths for these lessons. Now, you're probably interested in the price, so I should tell you that. They're going to be $29.97 per course. But since you're a reader of the newsletter, which I think you must be or you wouldn't be able to see this video, there's going to be a special offer for you. And the first thing is that if you do choose both courses, the one about the kit and the one about what you do with it, then you also get a bonus disc with some more videos on it. They're videos that didn't really fit into any of the lessons on the main courses, but I still think are useful. So they're extras that I've included. And you get that if you order both the courses at once. There's also something else you'll get, but it's a secret at the moment. So you'll find out next week. But right now I can't tell you what it is because we're keeping it absolutely top-notch secret. Now the videos aren't available to order right now. As I say, I've only just sent off the master discs. But they will be available to order from next week, from Wednesday, that's the 20th, at midday exactly. So I'll be sending out an email exactly at midday, it might take a minute or two to get to you, that'll say how you can get hold of them. It'll also give you a bit more information about them. There'll be more detail about exactly what's covered, exactly how they work and all that kind of thing. And it'll have a phone number in it. You can ring if you want to order them on the phone, or you'll be able to order them by just sending us an email or online, whichever way works best for you. And as with everything else we do, you won't have to pay for them until you actually get them and decide, yes, they are good. If you decide you don't like them, you can just send them back to us and you don't have to pay a thing. The advantage of pre-ordering, by the way, ordering straight away as soon as we send this email out, is that then as soon as we get the discs back from the copying company, we'll be able to pack your order as one of the very first orders. So you'll get it straight away with no delay. And it also means you're guaranteed to get the special offer that I've been talking about, both the bonus disc and the one that's secret, and I'm determined not to slip up and accidentally mention. So there you go. That's just a little bit of information about the videos. There'll be a lot more coming next week, so watch out for that email at midday on Wednesday on the 20th.